We have a good set of people here. Thanks for joining. Hope I'm audible, visible. Just setting out the basics. Good. Thanks for confirming. Edwin, Pravina, good to have you all. Right. Let's give a few seconds as people are getting in. Okay, let's kick start. Okay, great. Good evening and good morning to the people from different part of the world. Thanks for being here. And thanks for the people continuously watching YouTube programs to improve your knowledge. YouTube is used for various purposes. Of course, some listen to music, some listen to sports events, some go for learning purpose. So now YouTube has become a good platform where we get a lot of knowledge. Of course, on project management, we have tons of knowledge. So here we are going to share some knowledge about how project management deliverables work, how to choose the approach. So today we'll spend some time there. Of course, the bigger topic, I'm going to put it into small pieces and some examples. In between, I may even ask you to do something there as a work item. Let's try it out. Okay, today I'm going to ask some factors. Okay, that's saying, good to have you all. Let's see a few of your good smiling face today. You want to show on a Friday evening? All right, Kritish is here and Shubha, Ramakrishnan. Okay, Neha is here. Hey, Neha, good evening. Edwin, good evening. Okay.
Hey, Shri, how are you?
Great. Good to have you all today. I believe Monday to Friday went really well. Just like that. Just like that.
Too hectic.
Right? This is like this from the day when we joined the job. and right, until we were in college, we were so excited of all the day. Now, after going to the job, all day looks crazy. Anyway, thanks all for making time to come here. Good to see you all in a bright look on a Friday evening. And let's get to the subject. Thanks for showing your faces. You can put your cam and mic off mode. I appreciate it. Right, great. I have a few more people in YouTube as well. Anand says yes. Okay, good. Thanks all people from the YouTube watching out. Great. Being Friday, end of the year is approaching. December is going to be a festival season and a lot of holidays. And again, a rainy season has come down. Weather is getting better. So good to sleep. At the same time, good to read. There are a lot of questions around PMP. I will attend in a different forum because I'm going to take a session about what is there in PMBOK 7th edition. Will that be useful to you all? What's there in PMBOK 7th edition, right? We will do that. There are a lot of material in the internet as well. Let's try some content about what is in 7th edition, how this is going to impact our exams, right? Let's talk more about it. By the way, quick information, there is an information out of a lot of reference books. PMI Institute has announced 7th edition also will be part of that reference book. Okay, don't think that they're going to ask line by line from PMBOK 7th edition. And even if they ask, it is not a different science there. It is the same management in a different format. That's it. Okay, so don't worry. People who are learning now, you are learning well. And also PMI has not announced the date when they're going to add these questions in exam. So usually PMI takes 6 months, sometimes 3 months. So take a longer time. If you are in a preparation, you can close out your exam as early with the next 3 months of time, right? With this, jump in. Hey, thanks all. Good to see you, Ramachandran. Happy to see you there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen and start some content. Shall we do that? Let's do that. I'm going to ask one more time for the confirmation about the audio video. Great. So you should be able to see me, people in the Zoom and YouTube. Also, you can see the screen share to you. Fantastic. A lot of confirmation. I appreciate that. Great. So what is today? Today I'm going to talk about delivery management. How we do this delivery management. Before I say, most of you are aware of what is delivery, how it works. But let's see what management done all over the world. Because when you go for a job interview, when you even talk to your client, when you talk to your team members, you should be a little clear enough what we are doing, right? So that when you have a knowledge on what you do, better you approach it. Your approach will be a little more better. I know some of you would be working for a new job. Some of you are looking for a country migration. So how to approach these markets? For that, you should have some clarity on what we are doing. So what I'm going to talk today, it's beyond your waterfall model thought process, beyond agile thought process model. It's all about at a high level view, how the delivery model works in the world. It could be for any industry. Don't try to map it to one, two industry. It could be for any industry, right? General topic. So let's spend next 45 minutes on this. Thanks once again for all the people here. Let's get in. Right. Let's start something here. I was reading something about how life has to progress. Okay. One thing I like the statement. I used to read this a few times with Albert Einstein. I believe you all know who's Albert Einstein, the gentleman on the left. Life is like riding a bicycle. Okay. To keep your balance, you must keep moving, right? Why I want to tell this is there are people with a different mindset. For some of them, things are working well. Some of them, it's not working. You want to do something in the year 21, that didn't happen anything, almost 11 months gone. 2020, you thought something didn't happen. And personal side, professional side, at times it doesn't work. But for that, you shouldn't give up. Keep going. Now, why I want to tell this keep going is, on your right, I'm telling that keep going. Everything you need will come to you. As you have a proper goal, as you have a vision, you start moving towards it, happens well. Few times you may not be able to achieve it, but doesn't mean that you're going to lose it. You're going to get it one time, right? One other time. And again, not all day will be in your control. Some of the days you cannot do as you think. It'll be not in your control. But for that, don't give up the hope. Have the proper date written when you want to achieve it, what you want to achieve it, and have a good set of people around you, right? Having good relation with the people makes it good. If you take me, some days I work a lot of hours, some days I don't work. Sometimes you meet a good people in life that gives good amount of enjoyment and joy than reading something, right? If you ask me, last few days, I'm well connected with a good person. So when you meet good people, like-minded people, you spend more time with them, you feel happy, right? It's all about how you carry your life. When I wake up in the morning and see some birds are living its full extent by searching for the food and all the stuff. Same for human being. We live with the full extent of what we can do best. But that doesn't mean that you lose your goal. So I always tell that have a goal, have a date for it, keep moving forward and meet good people on the path, start working towards. So point here is life is like riding a bicycle. To keep up the balance, keep paddling or keep moving, right? I know you're all going to do that in the year 2021, more achievement. And 2022 is going to be a superb year because market is opening a lot. I can see good amount of job opportunities either in India or abroad. Also, there are good amount of necessity of work from home with the different countries that are approaching India. So you may get a chance to work from here to a different part of the world as well. So try a lot of options, keep moving forward. With this, we'll get inside. We'll talk a little bit about project delivery. So what is project delivery? Okay, on the right, you will see a gentleman standing with some delivery boxes or postal service, which is pretty old picture. Now, delivery model is, first let's understand something. Any work we do, it's going to have some outcome. This outcome can be of a service, can be of a result, can be of some finished product or package, what you see in the picture. Now, let's start from end. As Stephen Covey, one of the habits tells that, he talks about that, begin with the end in mind, right? I believe you read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, that he talks about begin with the end in mind. As you know what is the end, how the end is achieved, chances are you may put a track properly. So let's see how the end is achieved. Now, what I have here in front of you on the left, I'm having few items here, which is talking about deliveries or delivery model. Now, if you watch out here, there are few delivery models we will have in the market. Of course, one or other under this only you will fall under, in the sense of in a corporate, when you do as a corporate, when you do as an individual, when you do with some of your known people around, you will be around this area almost. So first, let's understand what is this delivery model here. The first one is a single delivery And then I want to talk about multiple deliveries, then periodic deliveries and continuous delivery. These terms, I'm sure you heard it. Let's see what it is. Now single delivery. I'm talking about begin with the end in mind. I'm here to talk about how to approach this delivery. I'll come to that in a few minutes. But for now, let's understand how a delivery happens. So single delivery, one shot, final delivery. At the end of the project, you get it. This nature of the project needs full completion. Until you complete fully, no one can use it, materialize it, consume it. You can't do anything with that. At the same time, this kind of delivery model can be so huge or small. If it is huge, I will tell a good bridge construction. Shriram, why bridge? Bridge is one of that single delivery where you cannot use in between until it is fully ready. So it's a fully ready and you tell that good to go, right? And in your corporate, they're trying to implement a new system, a new process. Now that will go through multiple chains of things. And finally, they say that already, let's start. Maybe they're bringing something like for a work from home, a new security system. It runs through multiple chains of things. And finally, they tell it's all ready. Now it's launched. They'll tell that November 4th, there is a security new system launch. Everyone has to use this PIN number to log in from your home. One shot delivery, single delivery, until a lot of work will happen, right? And final delivery comes out, we use it. It's very common. This is how the project was there for so many years. People were working on single delivery. Later, they found that the single delivery also has a lot of expenses, risk factor involved. And they see that, why don't we make these deliveries into components? If there is an opportunity, not always, if there is an opportunity, there comes multiple deliveries. Now, the multiple deliveries is a place where we can put compartments or components. Multiple components can join together to make one delivery. Now, point here, you understood one is single delivery, one shot you will give it. Like this delivery man having a packet, one shot. What I'm talking here is, it will be a compartment of deliveries, but still the project will get over only all these multiple deliveries are done. Oh, really? Yes. Let's take something about the COVID medicine now. Now, COVID medicine in India, I think they brought in Covaxin or Covishield. I think Covaxin, right? In India, they brought in, but they need a lot of approval process to happen. It went for a first level of approval. Trial happened, again, trial 2, trial 3. It went at least 6 to 8 months, I believe. I'm not sure the timeline. Anyone from pharma can correct me. Maybe it went more than 8 months or 12 months of multiple levels of approval, trial results, all. And finally, one stage, they say it's approved. The project is complete of getting the approval. I'm talking about approval of the project. That's a project altogether. For the institution or from the organization or from India pharma industry, if they say the Covaxin is to be approved, it takes a project. Now it went multiple levels, different components, and then got approved, finally done. I'll take a very simple example. You are working in a company, I know it's a very huge building of construction, and they have a IT corridor or industrial estate kind of place. They want to implement security system. When I say security system, could be setting up a barricades, setting up the CCTV camera, access entry, all right, or giving you ID cards. These are different components. If you ask me when they will deliver it, whenever it's ready, it will be delivering it. Barricades will be set there, camera will be set there, access system will be set there, different components. If you ask me when the project gets over, let's say there are 12 to 20 components are there. When all the 20 components are done, then you will call project completed. That's how it is, right? A security manager you're telling that, sir, we have to do this, all done. But delivery can happen different timeline. It'll happen. Barricade system will happen different time, CCTV will have a different time, or there is some security check on the different entry part, right? Or COVID check part, all can happen. Now, point here is multiple deliveries will make us a compartment, different team can work, but towards one project. Okay, you saw single delivery, one shot. You saw one multiple delivery, but again, still it's a final project gets over only when all are completed. Super. Let's go to third one. Third one is called as a periodic deliveries, periodic deliverable. Now, periodic delivery is nothing but is a part of multiple delivery, what you saw components. But here you have to note on the word periodic. There'll be a proper timeline finalized. A fixed time will be there. We call as a version, we call as a release time. Have you ever heard these terms in your corporate? You may from any industry. It calls a version, a release time, or quarterly release. Some terms you may would have heard here and there, right? In your corporate. If you heard it, yeah, you heard it. Very good. Superb. I'm seeing a lot of confirmation here. Thanks for confirming. So now what happened here is you work towards this time, right? You have a timeline to deliver it, and you are going to do in a compartments or components to do on a specific time. You keep delivering. Now, don't mix up with iterative, incremental, waterfall. Don't bring that right now. I'll talk later. First, understand end goal. So what I said is multiple delivery, different timeline. Periodic delivery, time fixed, we'll do that. Zoom says December 1, next version comes out. I think now version is 5.1.8, I believe. It may be 5.1.9. Next version comes on December 1. Right? Could be. Or maybe Dwayne Johnson says new movie version is coming this time. I'm releasing something Netflix this time. So there's a set a time and they deliver it, right? It's a periodic delivery. On the time you deliver it. It also depends on the customer part. Mostly I'll come there for agile area. Okay. So single, multiple, in multiple, periodic. Very good. Now let's go to one area which is highly demanded in market, which is called continuous delivery. Can every project do continuous delivery? The word itself risky, not all the project. First, let us understand what is continuous delivery. Now here, there are some projects. There are a majority of the projects in the market right now, in the last 4 or 5 years or 8 years. Products are first divided into pieces, and these pieces can be delivered in an incremental approach. The word incremental is one layer above the above. One. Keep doing. Now, how do they do that? They do that with a lot of technology. It's called automation. You can see the word automation I written there. Automation, why comes here? I'll be very little careful here telling that incremental delivery, not all industry can do. The industry has a facility of technology, automation, reaching the end user at the time when they want. It will use continuous delivery. Now, let's take, let me pull out a couple of examples. I'll take the favorite example, which I usually pull, restaurant. When I go to a restaurant, I order a bunch of items. Now, bunch of items order all done in a tab or some form, went to the cook area. The cook does a lot of stuff there. And sorry, chef does all the stuff there. Now, food delivery starts. Now, food delivery starts in a incremental fashion. I get first starters, soups, and start going up. They cannot hold that item in the kitchen itself. Either it will get cold, or if it is ice cream, it will get melted. Now, whatever is ready, go to the market. I'm adding the word called small batches, if you can see that. This is a trend in the market, small batches. Shriram, from where this comes out? This comes out from a place called, please help me. Have you seen this word somewhere in your life? Shikes, man. Today my writing is so bad. So do you see this word? Do you see this word somewhere in your life? Lean management. Have you heard this word? Okay. If you heard this word, lean management, right. Well said. So lean management, from which industry lean management comes out? Come on, somebody help me. So from which industry lean management comes out? Automobile, manufacturing. Let's go to manufacturing. Okay. Manufacturing industry and automobile industry, specifically Toyota, they brought out stuff. Shriram, why are you going deep inside that? I don't want to go deep here. I will take this in my agile classes or PMP classes. A quick information, continuous delivery, try to reduce the batch sizes. What it means is, I don't want to accumulate all the food prepared in my kitchen, which is going to increase my stock cost. You understand, right? My rack and stock cost. Also, the product will get cold or warm. Also, my customer will lose the interest on the product, what they asked for. If you see, there are multiple points coming. Now, this makes for continuous delivery. Now tell me, which industry can go for continuous delivery? What is your thought? Give me a random thought. Which industry can go for it? First thing people tell, okay, information technology. Why? Information technology has a lot of technology advancement with them, but don't take it for granted only for IT. Now, every industry has technology involved. Some of you agree with me, right? Every industry involves technology now. Now, when there is a technology involved, when there is an automation involved, when there is artificial intelligence coming inside, do you think continuous delivery going to happen in any industry? If say yes, yes, part of it. Yeah. So now let me not deep dive there. I'll do it in a class sessions, but quick understanding, single delivery, multiple delivery, periodic delivery, continuous delivery, right? In IT, you'll very commonly see that you keep adding more stuff, right? That's how it is. Okay, great. Sachin is asking here, how you differentiate between multiple and continuous? That's a beautiful question. Now I gave a clue that in multiple delivery, only when all the components are done, and you tell that a project is over. I gave an example of a security system implementation in your corporate, in your building, everything should be done. Until then, you will tell project is not over. It could have been $3 million project for a whole IT corridor. You have to do a security system from parking slot, people entering, CCTV camera, sensor cards, your ID cards, all. What I'm talking here, continuous delivery is, it's purely market driven. Thankfully, Sachin asked this question because it is market driven. Now, market says in Zoom, we need a virtual background which can be green in color, which can help people to change multiple background. It's a market demand. It is not well planned in advance. It is a market demand. Now, as per the market demand, we deliver it on requirement change basis. Continuously you give to the market. Market gives feedback to you. Based on that, next item happens. Now here we don't hold anything. We go to the customer immediately. In a multiple delivery model, it's a compartment of things. You will have it. Sometime it has to connect it each. Then only all will start working. You can tell a project is over. Whereas here, people start using right away. It goes to the market. Hope that helps you, Sachin. Definitely, there are a lot of branches there, but this is a high level of information which can help you. Great. Good questions, good things going on. I'm seeing in the YouTube, people are very busy in YouTube. Says that automobile, manufacturing, Tafik says that reduce waste and increase speed, software, manufacturing, fantastic. Good involvement there. I appreciate it. Let's jump to the next screen. Oh my God, in the same screen for a long time. Project Deliverment approach. Now, as I was talking about Stephen Covey, begin with the end in mind. So we understood something in the end. The end is a deliverable. Now to attain or reach this deliverable, some approaches to be followed. Now how to go for the approaches? Before I go for approaches, this approach is applicable on what? If you ask me, it is applicable to do what? To create and evolve. Understand the word, create something or evolve something, right? What? A product, or could be a service, or could be a results. Shriram, these all we know very well, man. In PMP, in the first page, you read this. What is a product? What is a service? Don't try to teach me again. Okay, anyway, I'm just reiterating certain information will help you. Product is something finished product, could be of your, maybe the system what you use, maybe your laptop, maybe your home, maybe something consume it, right? Service could be something what I'm doing right now. This is a service. It's a kind of, I don't give you anything tangible, intangible, I'm giving service. Results could be of anything like a COVID medicine results coming out, or could be of election results coming out, right? So to do this, you create and evolve to get these items out. These items are nothing but deliverable. Are you connecting? Are you with me? Hello, everyone. Oh, it's not so tough. It's not complicated. It's very simple. Shriram, Friday evening, come on, man. Don't bug me like this. Keep going. That's what you're telling. I can hear that. Let's keep moving, but just want to see that you are aligned. Okay. By the way, Friday evening, there are a lot of office calls will be there. I know they'll be very busy. Try to be here until the class gets over. Then you jump there. If not, both the place, if you do in the name of multitasking, both will not happen properly. Okay, let's go here. So approaches. When you say approaches to reach the deliverables results, 3 approaches are predominantly discussed in the market for a long time. Don't think agile or adaptive or hybrid just now started talking. No. If you think that, maybe we are new to management. Maybe we just opened PMP book recently. You are from PMP, you are from any background. These three are there for a very long time. Could be maybe 50 years, 100 years, even more than that. But now people started pronouncing it because the words are being rightly formed now. We also have good amount of examples. Let's talk something here. Two extremes are here. One is predictive, one is adaptive. In the center, you can see hybrid. I'm sure the moment I say predictive, your brain may map with something called construction, right? But doesn't mean always you have to go to construction. Anything you can plan well in advance, anything have a clarity in the requirements, anything have the clarity in the timeline, cost factor, a risk involved can be addressed, mitigated, planned properly. Anything has good amount of vendor involvement, which need to be planned little in advance. I cannot ask something in the last minute, right? So I should be little prepared. If there is a marriage function happening, I should know 1,000 people will come. I should know this much of food needed. I should know these all invitees will have this kind of food or this kind of place to stay. I should know in advance. A cricket match is going to happen. As a manager of the whole cricket match, I should know my A class or top class people will stay in some place. I have people visiting, walking in there. Players will stay there. The ground should be like this. I should be pretty advanced. So predictive will have majority of the requirement clarity there. I don't want to do deep dive into predictive because we all working right now. So here the clarity will be more to do the work, but never underestimate predictive. I see some of them making fun that Shriram, we are in latest trend. Yo, where are you? Adaptive. Nothing like that. Predictive is always needed. You have to plan certain things, work as per the plan. Okay, good. Predictive, we respect a lot. That's called sometimes waterfall model, sequential model, plan-driven model, you name it. Extreme other end is adaptive. When we go to adaptive is, we have a detail of a high-level vision of what to do. High-level vision is there. Roadmap is there. But the clarity on the work will happen as we move forward. In a sense, you start going deep inside, you start getting more clarity. Why you have to wait to get deep clarity? The reason is, could be my customer is not clear. Could be my end user connected with my customer is not clear. Shram, this itself confusing me. Okay. There is a sponsor who fund for Amazon.com. There is a sponsor, Jeff, who fund for Amazon.com. Amazon.com comes out with a lot of stuff. It could be of shopping cart. It could be of Amazon Prime videos. It could be of Amazon cloud platform. They do it. But here, the sponsor himself or her cannot give all the details. What they do, they sponsor it, but the details and requirement come from the end user or from the market. So end user is somebody like you and me who play Amazon Prime. We dislike particular button. We dislike the way it is done. I am giving requirement, but sponsorship is done by Amazon team of head of portfolio team. They sponsor it. So sponsor is somebody who puts a fund there and who also looks for result and get revenue out of it. End user can be you and me. Okay, let's come out of that. So now adaptive is where there is a change in the requirements could happen. There is a lot of risk in this project. If I plan all in advance and I start the work, in between something can change. If I touch the change, it's going to not cost me more. If the change will not cost me more, I will go for adaptive. I'll underline this word. If the changes are going to cost me heavily, scrap cost, rework cost, then I will go to predictive. In predictive, you plan it properly. When you want to make a change, you go through the CCB, change control board, properly. Whereas in adaptive, you keep things a little open so that change can be accommodated. I'll be a little careful in adaptive. Under adaptive, you can see a box there which talks about increasingly using something called iterative and incremental. How many of you hear this word iterative incremental very frequent in the last 3-4 years? Anyone here? Shriram, I heard this word a lot, man. Of late, anyone is talking. You feel that? If anyone new here to this industry or to this management study, you may hear it for the first time. But if you are in the industry for a while, I'm sure you started hearing it 5-6 years back. Now, recently, many started talking it. Many are talking about iterative, incremental, lot coming. Going forward in the year 2022, you will hear more. You will hear more. The reason is, until now, PMI Institute has not stressed more in this area. They're slightly doing that. Going forward, they'll stress it. The reason is, we are seeing every industry in the world, some or other way, will get into adaptive. I'll talk more about it. Now, adaptive has more of iterative and incremental. Shyam, can you explain iterative and incremental? I don't want to go too deep inside, but I'll give a highlight because that itself is clear subject. So iterative here is, we repeatedly get the requirement details from the customer, repeatedly, multiple, iterative, repeatedly, right? I generally give a word. Iterative means until it get perfect, until it get perfect. Until it get perfect, you won't leave it. You will try again and again and again, get the feedback details more from the customer. You tune it, you make it perfect, right? You get the best out of it. I can give an example of a modular kitchen to be done at your home. Modular kitchen, you have a vision in your mind, but the person developing it first put a pencil sketch, then put in a computer system model. How does it look like? Then start the work. Every time the feedback comes to you, give the no, not like this. No, add this, remove this, add this. You keep giving, but one deliverable will come. Iterative. Now, incremental it's a speed to the market. Speed. You give small pieces of the work which can consumable, usable for the people. Iterative is one model, incremental is one model. When you join both together, that can become called as agile. Let's not do agile a deep dive right now. I'm not doing that. I'm just tell that adaptive will have more nature of iterative and incremental. Okay, this we know, Shriram, we got it. We heard about it. So predictive, adaptive, both extremes are there. Any project can go for anything. Okay, predictive can be of well planned. Adaptive can be of vision is there. Some detail is there. Rest will gather as we move forward. Super good. Now let's go to hybrid. Now, what is hybrid? Hybrid is mix of both. Shriram, what is this? What do you mean by mix of both? When I say mix of both, you can have some portion of a project in a predictive way, some portion of the project in an adaptive way. When I say adaptive way, it can be connecting this iterative and incremental model. Okay, iterative and incremental. Hybrid is used in some of the organizations where they feel that the clarity is there in some portion of the work, some portion they don't have a clarity, or two different teams working on a same project with a different mindset or a model, we can go for it. Let's take some example now. What you can pull out? Okay, let's take Michael Jackson. Okay, Michael Jackson. Shriram, what Michael Jackson doing here? Okay, Michael Jackson, no more. Okay, let's say somebody want to celebrate his 60th birthday. Amazingly great, with a great, beautiful statue of Michael Jackson, 20 feet tall statue of Michael Jackson in New York City. They want to set it up. Now, to bring up this 20 feet statue of Michael Jackson, two things should happen. One is develop that statue. Next one is deploy it. 20 feet metal, it's pretty heavy, right? It's going to be heavy. Now, to design a Michael Jackson statue, Michael Jackson has multiple poses, different poses. First, deciding the pose itself will take iterative incremental approach. Deciding how to make a Jackson stand like this model, multiple. Then what is the height? What is the metal to be used? How to design? What's the color of it? These all will happen multiple layers. So adaptively, you will develop the statue. You go to the different layers, you do a prototype. From the prototype, you come up with a bigger statue. You do the whole development can become adaptive. You can use iterative incremental to bring up the statue of Michael Jackson, which will be of 20 feet tall. Now let's talk about the deployment. Let's imagine in New York, they want to deploy near the big street, okay, Wall Street. They want to deploy the statue there. Now somebody tell me, deploying the statue of Michael Jackson in the Wall Street area, can that be predicted or it should be adaptive? What is your thought? Can that be predicted or it should be adaptive? I will tell you 90% predicted, maybe 10% can be adaptive. Here and there, something can be there. But majority will be predicted because you have to get the approval from the government in previous time. Orders should be collected. You should know where to go to place it. You should make the place ready. You should know the vehicle ready. You should know the lifting machine ready. You should know which angle facing east, west, north, south, how Jackson is going to stand. You will have all these details. If you watch out here in a hybrid, I'm telling you, Michael Jackson statue is 20 feet tall. The development of statue could have happened in a adaptive way, iterative, increment, whatever you want, you mix it, adaptive. Deployment can be on predictive way. Same can happen in software. Is it possible? Anyone here from software industry to tell that, oh yeah, Shriram, deployment is very clear. We know when to deploy, how to deploy, where to deploy. We are clear. So you do that. If you do that, it could be part of hybrid. You're doing already hybrid model in the sense of you know how to deploy, but at the same time, you're working on what the customer wants. Or you can quote something like hybrid model. You can go for some devices, what you use. Let's take example of your mobile. You all have a mobile with you, right? The pet device. Always stay with this. Okay. That pet device, now, predictively, they know that it is going to be 6 inches in length or maybe 5.5 inches size or length. They know that. They know that this is a hardware. They know that this is a camera zoom feature. Of late, you see the cameras, how many cameras? The other day I went to the store. In a mobile, I saw 5 cameras or 6 cameras are there. I'm surprised, man. Even the movie cameraman will not have this much of camera. After the mobile, they I don't know whether it's a mobile or it is a camera. What do you call it? As such a big phone with such a cameras. Okay, now these hardware components are well predicted. Some research would have happened earlier, but they're going to release, let's say, which phone has biggest cameras. Oppo, OnePlus, best camera phones, right? And maybe some phones in the market. Okay, a lot of phones are there. Now, these phones, they know the hardware part. I'm talking about the project management team when they do. They know the hardware part. It is 6 inches or 5.5 inches, cam, hardware, RAM, facility, all they know. But for this hardware, there will be some embedded software is getting ready. There is some chip level software is getting ready. There is some layer of software getting ready. There is an operating system getting ready. Now, these all happens as per the hardware. They try, test, because the cam has to work. When you place the cam here from Android, it is not working from Android. Android sends a signal to the hardware through some intermediate layer of softwares. Okay, I don't want to confuse you all with if you're not in software. It happens multiple layers, right? Now, these all goes by adaptive nature. So here, if you see 2 teams are working, one works in a predictive way, one works in an adaptive way, they can come together. On top of that, you being a project manager, you call us, we are working in a hybrid model to bring a new model, Oppo 1.2. Possible? Is this possible? Do you think so? If you think it's possible in different industry. I'm just put an example of your mobile. Could be of a laptop, could be of a washing machine, could be of anything. I'm taking only electronics, could be of any zone, any area, you will get it. So point here is you create and evolve product, service, or a result which has a predictive, which can work in an adaptive, or which can work in a hybrid model. Did you got that? Hope you got some detail. I said I'm not going to go deep. I'm talking very high level because in 45 minutes, you don't want to get all deep. It'll be a little tired for you. Now, what I want from you is I'm going to show something interesting after this. How to decide, Shriram. You said deliverables. Okay, the previous screen, what I show you? In a previous screen, I showed you deliverables. Single delivery, multiple delivery, periodic delivery, continuous delivery. Very good. We know that end result. We understood there is an approach called predictive, adaptive, hybrid, all stuff. How to choose? What parameters will help us to choose? This question I have to address. I'm going to explain that next few minutes. When you learn these 3 segments now, you get a clarity. Before I jump there, I want to understand from you as an input, what model of project you are working. How to do that? Give me a second. I'm going to share you something. What I want you to do is help me with that input. Let's see how people are working as a group. Okay. Right. You can see a link. I'm sharing now in the Zoom, and also it will come to YouTube. Rahul, can you please share on YouTube? for the people, benefit of the people. Okay, here is a link. Probably if you can share in the YouTube will be good. So people, you can click this link. What you will see is, you will see a screen like this. I want you to pick up one sticky note like this and type, I have worked on working in this model. What model you work? Just give me a hint. Are you working in a hybrid? Are you working in a predictive, adaptive? What do you think? What do you have worked so far? You may be from any industry. If you want to enter the domain, it will be pretty more interesting. So it gives a clarity, right? Right. So good. I'm seeing somebody's going agile. Somebody's pretty love with agile, making bigger and bigger and bigger. How big it is, so beautiful, but let it be small itself. Okay. Okay, good. If possible, put a domain below that. You can mark your domain, right? That will help. Mark your domain. Okay. Hope you are getting it. People from the YouTube, you can also try it. Click that link and try to please put your domain below that. When I say domain, you are from finance, you are from construction, you are from information technology, pharma industry. Try to put that. Let's see how other industries work here. Let's take a look of it. The person who is put such a big agile, do you think you want to maintain it, or we can remove it out? Or can you make it small? Can you make it small? Try it yourself, or I can help you like this. Okay, so don't worry, I'll help you out. Very good, very good. I can see a lot of industries. Let's quickly watch for 5 minutes what people are doing here. Oh man, the person with the big agile is still struggling there. Okay, the gentleman who is struggling with the big agile. Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? All right, for benefit of you, I'm deleting it. Create a new one. It'll be easy for you. All right. All right. So try to add your domain in the bottom. It'll be nice. We will see what domain. Okay. All right. Again, one more person. Okay, it's a very simple technology. It's a sticky note. Just put there, type it. I'm seeing some of you are really struggling hard. Okay, I have to remove that again. Please don't do that again. Try to learn. This is a simple sticky note. Type it and put it in a small form. Okay. Okay, great. I'm seeing contents coming up here. So now tell me, when you watch the screen, what is the highest one you're seeing? Predictive, adaptive, or which one is higher here? Hybrid, or which one is higher? Just take a look and let me know. What do you feel is the highest one? Let me go to second page and see if anything there. No, nothing in second page. So I think people are seeing more of predictive. They're seeing more on predictive. Initially agile, now transition to hybrid, fintech, IT domain. Oh, that's good. So that's interesting. Fine, it's okay. It's okay. Somebody's organizing. Thanks a lot. Enough. We have enough content there. Thanks a lot. We can stop it. Right. I'm seeing adaptive and automotive. That's nice. Predictive. Great. Let me hear someone here as a voice. Anybody want to speak up that? Do you see a lot of transition happen in the last few years? You were in a well-planned way. Now things are moving in a very much a progressive way. Do anyone see that? Do anyone want to speak up? Do you? All right. Yes, Prashant or Abhishek. Go ahead. For some reason, I'm not hearing you. Maybe your mic is not clear. Are you trying to speak up? Okay, I don't think your mic is coming up. Fine, let's keep moving. So now I'm seeing in the screen, majority of it's a predictive way, but depending on the industry, and some are an adaptive way. If you see here, financial software development, I'm seeing in agile, hybrid model, consulting. All right, that's interesting. Consulting in a hybrid model, very good. Semiconductor goes in hybrid model. Predictive, super good. Hey, thanks a lot for everyone sharing this detail. Appreciate it. I'm just stop sharing. I'm coming to the content. So now what we observed here is there are variety of projects, different domains, which goes by predictive, adaptive, hybrid. Now, this sometimes gives a clarity that the whole world is not adaptive. The whole world is not predictive. Now, even now, you just said it's predictive or adaptive. If you take little more time to investigate your project, little more time and come back, you will tell that, oh, I see a little bit of hybrid here. Look like certain things we are doing in a very adaptive way. Some portion we planned well, some are doing here. In PMP exams, people are getting questions on predictive or sometime in a hybrid model. They are searching all over the Google how to answer the hybrid question. Shall I go to this author, that author, and they all charge you, get the money out of you. But you didn't realize that you are already working in a hybrid project. If you just observe what you do on a day-to-day basis in your corporate or in your family, you can answer a number of questions in these exams. Unfortunately, people hunt all over the world. I have some people who buy different simulators. Yes, money has to circulate all over the world. Yes, you can circulate your money. I'm not stopping you, but don't try to overdo certain things, because these all things of thousands of years it's there. We are doing in day-to-day life. Only thing, you need a little more focus on the job, what you do on a daily basis. If you do that, you're super good. Okay, let's go a little more. Now, let's talk about last topic for the day, which development approach to go. Now, you saw predictive, adaptive, hybrid model. Under adaptive, we talk about iterative, incremental. Shriram, where is Scrum, where is Kanban, where is Agile? If you ask me, under adaptive, we call iterative, incremental. Under this umbrella, all falls under. Today, we have something called Agile, really good. 50 years from now, Agile can be changed. Some other else can come inside. But all over the world, the model is predictive, adaptive, right? So I know some of you would think Scrum is everything. Scrum is one of the methodology. I don't want to put all the effort stress here on you today, but I want to tell you that if you really want to get a hold of how adaptive nature works, go for certifications like PMI-ACP, Agile Certified Practitioner, which explains really well what is adaptive. If you are at the team level, junior level, and you want to know one methodology, go for a Scrum level. Once upon a time, Scrum certification is sufficient to do everything, but that's not sufficient. If you do that, it helps you to learn, but you won't get the full picture. If you want to get a full picture, you have to go to a certificate like PMI-ACP from PMI Institute. Content will be super broad. They'll explain a lot. Okay, coming back. So now, development approach. What development approach to hit? I have kept 3 parameters here. Your decision on which method to choose goes by these factors. Let's see some of them. Few you may know, few may be new to you. Like, first thing depends on, okay, I've had 3 things, right? I've said about product, service, or result. What is the outcome? Based on the outcome, your development approach can vary. Based on what sort of project your approach can vary. Based on your organization, approach can vary. Okay, some words here. Now, if you say some outcome, what are you going to bring? To bring this outcome, if you have a good degree of innovation, lot of innovation needed, definitely which approach you will go? Can somebody tell me? I'll give chances to you. If you say a lot of innovation is needed, you need to do research and innovation on the area of working. What do you go? I'm seeing many of you going adaptive. Yeah, adaptive approach we have to go, isn't it? If you know things in advance, I can predict it. But your degree of innovation is high for the work. Requirement is certainty. What is certainty? Certain, uncertain. Clear, unclear. Requirements are clear, unclear. What you will go? When you have requirements clear, you will go for predictive approach. When the requirements are unclear, you will go for adaptive approach. Is that right? We do that. Yeah, that's how we do, right? Delivery options. Now, delivery options can be of they want a one-shot delivery, compartment of deliveries, right? These options also make you to choose what sort of model you want to go. Some said, I want faster, small delivery, incremental way. You go for an adaptive way. Some says, no, take all one shot, come back to me, deliver to one shot. You go for delivery options. Project which has risk, which you have to anticipate risk. planned risk response, clearly strategize it, which approach you will go. Risk should be properly planned in advance, strategize it, clearly have a detail. You go with the predictive way. If you want to know, right? Let's say there is a ISRO, NASA rocket launch is happening. Lot of risk involved, huge money, people, effort, rocket launch. It can go to the ocean, it can go to the people area. You have to be very careful what you're doing. You have to have a lot of plans in advance, just like that you cannot do. Say there is a kidney transplant surgery is happening. I can do an adaptive way. I have to plan all things well. The surgery can go for 5 to 6 hours. I'm the project manager in a hospital to take care of the whole surgery process along with the doctor. Mujahid, I'm putting you in mute mode to arrest background. So now this goes with the doctor, but the project manager has to be prepared of oxygen or other facilities. Everything should be ready. I cannot go haphazard. There are some projects where a risk can be handled as quickly as possible. Consider as an issue, consider as a risk mitigation can be done to make my product move faster. You go for an adaptive approach. Okay, again, I'm not going to go deep here. Safety requirements. If the safety requirements of a work should be planned in advance well, safety requirements are very important to be clearly understood. Do I need to go predictive or adaptive? Many will tell you, no, I have to go predictive and be very prepared. Rules and regulations of the government or policies to be followed. Where you will go? You will go for predictive. You cannot tell finally I'll make a decision. No, make a decision and start the work. So now certain parameters here which will make you to decide on outcome of a product or a service or a result, what nature you have to go. There is a predictive, adaptive model or a hybrid model. Here if I talk about safety and regulation requirement, imagine there is a new building construction for school children is happening. For school children, the construction is happening, safety regulations, certain things planned. Certain areas of how to keep the play area, how to make a children to go for a food area, that can be adaptive. I can decide based on the children's liking and movement. 1 week, I may try with one area, keeping the plaything. We will see how children are responding. Later, I find that evening sunlight is better in this area. Children could be good here. Of course, we should plan in advance. Certain things you can adjust. We'll do that. I'm not talking all, something can be done. Now, that is on the outcome. One, you may help you to make an approach. The next one, I'll talk about the project part. In project part, as a project, as a whole, you may need a good amount of stakeholder involvement. Some projects, the stakeholders are very highly involved from the beginning of the project. They can ask a lot of questions. They can be part of the system. They can give a lot of details with you. They tell that we are always available with you and we are ready to contribute then and there, like a product owner, or it could be a requirement gathering details. We'll be there. We are there with you. We want deliverables very frequently. Now what they go? They go for adaptive nature. There are some places stakeholder says that no, don't disturb me frequently. We'll give the requirement. Come to us only for approval. Nothing more than that. We want a one delivery. You may go for a predictive approach. But I'm telling that not one thing decides. I'm putting a lot of parameters here. A lot of parameters come together, makes a decision. Schedule constraint. There are deliver early can push you to adaptive. Some says delivery by periodic way, fixed date, final delivery could be for predictive approach or a hybrid model. Funding unavailability. Many projects these days move to adaptive or agile way. The reason is funding is not fully available. Customer is not ready to fund all the $5 million. They are not ready to do. They will tell you, I'll give you $1 million. Show me an MVP. Have you heard about MVP? Anyone here? Have you heard MVP? Minimum viable product. Have you heard about it? So MVP could be of minimum viable product. Show me something usable, workable right now, which can cost me 0.5 million or 1 million within the next 5 weeks, 1 month. If this is convincing, I may budget you more, right? I can budget you more, or I may change my course correction. So some of the times the funding and time also put a pressure on you to choose which model you have to go. I many times tell that your model of project basically goes by the customer. The customer decides what you can do. Of course, these parameter adds value, but this drives majority of the stuff. Now, let's go to one more thing, organization. Your organization structure decides your format. Some structure is still very rigid format. Have you heard about rigid format? They have a hierarchy system in the company. You have to go through only the hierarchy. If you want to do anything, you have to get multiple levels of approval. Even now, many companies work like that. It's very successful for them. You cannot say it's bad. There, if you try to implement certain trending model, it won't work. You have to go sometime in a very predictive way because you need approval at least 2 weeks before to start something. But there are some organizations work in a flat model, flat. Anyone can talk to anyone, get approval just like that. Sometimes you don't need to wait for the approval. It's called decentralized decision making. If anyone go to Scaled Agile, if you read the principle number 9, there are 10 principles there. Principle 9 talks about decentralized decision making. You take a decision when you have a data with you. You take a decision when you think it's important for you. If it's a highly financial, highly risk oriented, give to me, top level management. If not, rest all you do. Flat, right? Now talk about the factor about flat surface or rigid fat. It decides certain things. Culture, directing, command and control. There is somebody always in the company want to feel that I will tell you what to do. You have to do that, right? You have those army people. Do what I say. Okay. This culture, it also decides a predictive way. You cannot go adapt in that some places. Some places, self-management is highly respected. They give more chances for people to think, right? Team size decides. If a too bigger size, many companies go with a well-predictive way, plan it, handle people accordingly. Sometimes your team could be a very smaller of 7 to 8 people that is specifically adaptive, agile. They use 3 to 9 people or 10 people. Team sizes also decides. Here also we have scalability called scaled agile. Use 150 people in one group. Now, why I want to put all these points here is to show you that an approach is not decided just like that. It takes time. But for this, what people do is they do benchmarking. Sriram, what is benchmarking? If Infosys does something, Wipro will do the same. If Wipro do something, Accenture will do. Same for automobile. If Toyota do something, somebody will copy. Mostly in the market, that's what happening. How many of you want to agree with me? Yes, some of the companies I work, they just copy the benchmark. They don't know exactly is this useful for them. You feel that? That's also one of the reason many companies fail. They didn't understand it properly. They didn't spend time properly. See, hardly we spent how many minutes? I would have spent 45 minutes of time explaining this. I spent time very base level. Imagine you sit and talk with a consultant who can explain all these factors, take the company data, tick mark it, understand it, and then choose an approach. Will that be a successful approach? You feel that? You feel that? Of course, right? It'll be successful. Okay, Neha is putting a point. Google started SRE, and now all IT companies are following it. Super good. All right, that's fantastic. So now, if you put effort to understand what it is works, but benchmarking sometimes works, sometimes fails. But anyway, that's how the industry is moving. Now, why this classes to you? Why you are listening to this? You are either a project manager, senior manager, director, or a CEO of a company. Either you are doing the role, or you're going to go do the role, or in few years of time you're going to migrate to a different country. So wherever country, wherever company, whatever role you go, this is the process followed. What are the process followed? You saw three things primarily today. One, you saw delivery, single delivery, multiple delivery, periodic delivery, continuous delivery, end result. To achieve this end result, you will have predictive, adaptive, hybrid with iterative, incremental. You understood that. Also, you understood that it is not one parameter decides, there are multiple parameters here. Now, if you know these information a little better, when you go to the exam hall in a PMP or ACP questions, you can stand little tall and start seeing how this question is trying to check your knowledge, right? You have to see from the examiner perspective, what the examiner want to see you. Examiner want to see, are you capable of handling? Because you're applying for project management professional. You're calling as a professional. Professional is like a doctor or a lawyer. Somebody's professional, right? They want to see, are you having that? If you go through this, I'm sure chances are you'll hit close to the exam. Hope you're comfortable. All right. Let's see a couple of questions. Do that. Yeah. I give a small question here. Take a minute of time, read it. Let's see what's your answer. Two. That's a little bigger question. Read a little carefully. People in the YouTube, let me see your answers. Right, answer starts coming up. Rajesh is saying B. Edwin says B. One thing I understood Rajesh and Edwin telling, it's a change-driven project. Okay, they are clear that it's a change-driven. It's not a hybrid. How about others? How about others? At least one thing is clear, change-driven. Kalpana, Shweta, Abhishek, everyone goes B. Man, B majority. Wow. Uh-huh. Okay. A lot of B. Wow. What about people in the YouTube? Any thoughts on that? Okay. Okay. What is the keyword in this question? What is the keyword in the question? Okay. Team member is researching new learning platforms. So kind of some research is happening. Do you observe that? Right. I'm seeing something happening now. I'm seeing A. I think Neha is hitting A or D. I'm seeing one more person telling D. Now I'm seeing a couple of Ds are coming. Okay. Let's understand this question a little more carefully. You. When the moment you see the word you as a project manager. Okay. Managing a project to develop an online course in teaching English as a second language. They give a vision. They're given a vision. Okay. All right. I'm trying to mute some of you. Shailendra, don't mind. I'm muting you. Okay. So now the project charter includes, charter means high level document, includes a requirement that course includes complex interactive games. You should see the word complex. It's a keyword. Complex is a keyword. Like the courses offered by your competitors. Benchmarking. You want to benchmark, also some complexity set. Since your organization's current learning management system will not support these features, current management team does not have a knowledge on this area. One team member is researching new learning platforms while others start work on courses outline. What kind of project is this? They're asking, this is what kind of project? I saw people straight away tell hybrid will not work. Some of them telling it can work, but I'm telling people are feeling hybrid does not work. So if you feel hybrid does not work here, you're ruling out because of a lot of research is involved, complexity is involved. When a research and complexity involved, a lot of change is going to happen. So straight away, people are pulling out A and C gone. So competition is between B and D. Let's go from the bottom up approach. Okay, I usually start from the bottom so that I don't miss any answers. This is a change-driven project since the organization must change their approach to keep up their competition. Change their approach. Course correction can happen to meet up with the competition because there is something about competitors are in the market. They cannot go too predictive. They cannot go too adaptive. Depends. It's a change, but change driven, right? This looks a little better. However, we'll see the B also. This is a change driven project since a technology and product scope are emerging as a work is being done. Do we see somewhere it is called emerging explained in the question in the project? Definitely they say complexity. And at the same time, they say that offered by your competitor, since your organization current learning management system will not support these features. Okay, now point here is they're telling that the change driven where the technology and scope are emerging as it moves progress. Now the competition to B and D looks pretty tough. Now tell me which one will win now. Take a minute of time, B and D. Now B and D here, one thing you will see in agile or adaptive nature, you will work more towards betterment to reach the competition. One, you have to observe that for the competitive advantage of the customer, you will make course corrections, possibly. Also, your mind can tell that it's emerging, Shriram. I like emerging, but more than emerging, will I look at competition better? Under the umbrella of competition, emerging can come. I will not tell B totally wrong. I will not tell D is super good. But if you see B and D, which can be the better one to tell that this can win business for the market? What do you think? All right. All right. Something coming up there. Boo, boo. The way I say something, okay, people have felt, oh man, this looks really good. See, you get little easily convinced, right? Okay, now read it again. Read it again. Is an example of change-driven project that cannot be planned, okay, upfront, since there's a high level of uncertainty about technology and product scope. Okay, so now I gave a keyword, two keywords I gave you. One I said is competitors. I say that. Now other one I said is it's a complex. Okay. Okay. Complex and competitors. And also team is not having a detail. They have to do research. Technically, they have a lot of uncertainty. Then they have a requirement uncertainty. Have you remember in the classes I've shown an x-axis, y-axis, where the continuum will have a technology uncertainty, requirement uncertainty? Do you remember that? The classes first or second day I would have taken in the PMP or Agile. Now, if you watch out this factor here, both are uncertain. If both are uncertain, you will try to see as you move, as it emerge. Okay. Okay. What I did is I tried to see how strong you are. The moment I said change their approach to keep up the competition, many started bending towards it. Do you think keep changing the approach will give success or a lot of risk? What is your thought? I want to come there now. Right? You are a project manager. Will you change the approach just like that? Do you think that you will change it? You will say no. You decide well. You can make little course correction, but you cannot change just like that. I want to intimate that to you, but can happen. I'm not saying no, it can happen, but possibly we will end up in disaster. Whoop. Bouncer, bouncer. Is it a bouncer for someone? But I saw a lot of even right answers. Okay, kudos to all the people. You guys did a good job. Good question. Was it a good question? Bounce question for the Friday night. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Now, simple question. Okay, try it out. Try it out. Okay, I'm seeing answers in YouTube. Some are B, some are D. I believe you got some choices clarified. Now read carefully. Okay. Edwin started the answer. Be careful, read question carefully. As I said, watch out the keywords. Start reading the answer from the bottom. It's one of the strategy I used to follow. If you like it, follow that from bottom. All right. Hey, we are top of the time. Okay, let's take another 5 minutes. We close it up. Okay, now considering of ongoing operations, do you think this is a keyword? And the maintenance is crucially important to products of project. Products of projects. You keep doing projects, outcomes are keep coming up. You do project, outcomes are coming up. Ongoing operation maintenance should be considered, be viewed as a separate project. Do you think the project? Straight away will tell strike out. Not to be viewed as a part of project. Look like an answer, let's hold it. Be a separate phase in the project life cycle, because a large portion of life cycle cost is devoted to maintenance. This answer looks pretty interesting, but there is one miss here. If you catch that, you will tell it's right or wrong. This line is pretty interesting. It's a separate phase in a project life cycle, because large portion of the life cycle cost is devoted to maintenance. It's absolutely right. Large portion is devoted to maintenance. You all agree? Large portion is devoted to maintenance. Let's say we are bringing up a new, let's say IT itself, a big server. You all know server, right? Black color machines, big machines. You develop that big product. Outcome of project is a product. You keep in a good air conditioning room. You have all this stuff. Now there is a maintenance going to run for it. There's a huge cost. Now there is a one word here. Because of that, this answer is going to be little trouble, right or wrong. Rajesh got it right. So Rajesh says that project is not the right word. It should be a product life cycle. What do you think that? Is that right? Whole product life cycle. You got that? You got that? A product life cycle from the birth to the death. Like I would have born years back until I die. It's a whole product life cycle, right? So product life cycle is a separate phase. It's a separate portion of a product life. It develop, reach a maturity and die. Until reach maturity and die, it's going to be a maintenance part. So this is not an answer. So what about A? Be included as activities to be performed. No, right? Gone. So look like C. Any bounces expected? Any bounces expected? Give it a try. Give it a try. No, no, no. We don't want bouncers. Okay. No bouncers here. Okay, here answers goes C. I saw majority went to C. I'm trying to confuse you. Some of you purposely getting confused. Okay, now you got it. C is the right answer. Okay. Okay, why not D? There is a question from Tarun. Why not D? I don't know how you would think this as a separate project. If you develop one product, the whole product life cycle. If Tarun, if you are part of the discussion for a while, if you observe this answer properly, you will understand you cannot treat that as a separate project. It's a part of one product's life cycle. If my birth till death, it's a full product in this whole cycle, what we are talking here. But for maintenance, you will implement a place, you will have some system in place, you implement a team, that can be a project. You will recruit 10 people to maintain the system. You get a new room to keep the server box. These are different projects. But that as such for the product, it's a whole cycle. Hope you get it. All right, let's go little one. Last question. Let's hit it out. All right, it's going to be a tough question, I believe. It's going to be a tough question, man. First hybrid project. Are you applying first, understanding the keyword in the question? Second, reading from the bottom. Third, using elimination technique. Are you using it? If you do that, you're halfway to the answers, right? So now, a plan-driven organization is trying to move toward more agile approach. They're telling you trying to move toward. Can you tell me, is it a past tense or a present tense? Let's see how much your tense observation. Is it a past tense or present tense? They're going to move in the future for which they're doing working now, isn't it? Trying to move. They're moving now towards the future. Questions, be a little careful. What tense they use? I used to tell that we may not be a native English people. When we are not native English people, certain words does not go with the full meaning in our mind. So see what tense they're using there. As part of this process, you have been asked to manage you, they're targeting you now. Okay, manage the organization's first hybrid. First is a keyword. Okay, what can you expect? Now, in future, they want to do something. You are being targeted. They're asking it's an organization first one, no lessons learned record. What can you expect? They're asking what you expect. Now, there are a few answers here. You will need to design the best balance. This looks a pretty beautiful keyword. Agile and plan-driven practices based on the needs of the project. Needs of the project. I'm seeing two interesting keywords. Anyone see these words here? If you get a feel of it, you will maybe a little aligned to this, but still will hold on. For each part of the project, you will need to choose either agile practice or plan-driven. Do you think this will work? Either. This is close to what we did a mistake in the first question, changing the approach. So C may not work, isn't it? The team will be using both agile and predictive practice in each iteration. Do you think each iteration you do that again look like practice approach changes? Seems this is also little messy. B and C are look messy stuff. You will plan the project with the usual predictive process, then the team will use agile practices to implement. Look like decent, right? Look like decent. Why not A? Do you think A is wrong or right? Do you think A is right or wrong? If it's wrong, okay, I'm seeing people saying wrong. No, Shriram, it cannot be, man. A can be, man. See, this is the first time you're applying a hybrid. Do you think straight away you want to predict all the work and then start with the agile way? That's what you think? First time. First is a keyword. First is a keyword. If first is a keyword, I will go by the needs. I will tell that the balance is there. It is not confusing with the first question. The first question, remember the change approach. Here, you will need to design the best balance of agile and plan-driven practice-based. You call a hybrid. You know where you have to plan well, where you have to keep it adaptive. For example, Michael Jackson, I said, statue of 20 feet to be done. There, some portion can be well planned, some portion can be adaptive way. Which portion? It's up to you, depending on the need, depending on the project, depending on your organization model. Now, look at the keywords, what I explained a few minutes back. Depending on the project, depending on the organization. One more thing is depending on the outcome, that is product, service, or result. If you know these three parameters under which what all keywords we discussed, now you will tell this can go hybrid model, this can go adaptive model. D look like an answer. Can we go for D? Can we go for D? Answer is D. Yeah, D. Okay, very good. I know I take a lot of time off late. I'm extra 20 minutes of eating yours. Good job. I think you learned something good today. Was it good? Oh yeah, classes. I want to give a little heads up to you. Next batch of PMP starting on 8th of January. There you will see something PMBOK 7. Do you see that? But don't think that all the content of PMBOK 7 is going to come. First of all, PMI Institute has said that we are going to start. When they start, they say first they'll tell when they're going to start. It itself take 3 months or 6 months of time. It'll take longer time. Even if it comes, don't think they're going to talk chemistry, physics there. Nothing. Same stuff. Same servant leader, same predictive, adaptive, same continuously what we talk. Only thing the language will be slightly different. Nothing you want to worry. But for the people coming for a January batch, we will have some content added from 7th edition in the classes, because we too don't know what sort of questions they're going to ask. We have to wait and watch. But better get ready. So people who attended our classes in the previous batches, you will also be part of January batch to listen what it is, right? You know about ShriLearning, you can be part of our classes. So don't worry about it. You'll get the knowledge. And scaled agile, what is happening here? I believe you all are aware of scaled agile, which is an advanced level of agile, where they talk about lean management, Scrum, it'll have Kanban, a very systemized framework is there, highly in demand all over the world now. So this also helps people to go for it. There is a class coming on that. Oh, that's good. That makes a bet. Okay, be part of our team. Join our groups. We have WhatsApp groups helping people for exam questions. We have our YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. Give a like for our videos. We'll be happy to do more. Give me more topics which you like to listen. We'll work it out. We'll bring up the classes. Hope the classes are helping you. Our success stories are helping you. We'll be so happy that you are part of the system, right? Great. That brings to end of our session. I have to say thanks to all the people who listening this class from Zoom and from YouTube, and your listeners who listen later recordings. All thanks a lot. And watch out yourself. The market demand is very high. I would have said this in our PMP classes. Next 6 to 7 years, management demand is very, very high. Don't think that because 10 companies don't call you, don't underestimate yourself. Don't ever underestimate yourself because 10 companies sense your resume doesn't fit to me. It's okay. Thankfully, your resume doesn't fit to them because you are going to become a senior director of a big company, right? Something big coming. So don't give up the hope, keep up the preparation and keep moving towards a bigger goal. Because I do have some of the friends say that, Shriram, companies are rejecting my resume, man, not even picking my resume. It's okay. Some big companies waiting for you, or you may start your own company. Who knows, right? But preparation should be there. Whatever you do that day without reading, you should not sleep. Okay. At least 10 minutes, open the book, read something, get some knowledge. That gives energy. That's pretty much here. I know usually I shoot extra time. So let me listen a couple of questions if anyone have here to clarify. If not, we leave you free on Friday night. You can sleep well. Anyone have any questions?
Yeah, Shriram, Gurudev here. Just I have put my question in the chat box as well before. Just I wanted to get clarification. What is the difference between MEP, that is minimum viable product, as well as the prototype? Is there any difference between among them, or?
Sure. That's a good question. May I understand which industry you come from?
Manufacturing industry.
Manufacturing. Very good. Super. So MEP is a minimum viable product. The wording itself pretty easy. Minimum viable. Now, what will happen is if I want to do a bigger product, let's take an example of WhatsApp, or let's take Zoom. Zoom 5-6 years back, they want to come up with a Zoom. Today, Zoom has, let's say, 45 features are there, including camera, mic, chat, everything is there. But they don't want to do all this thing 5 years or 3 years back, which is going to cost huge money. They don't have that much of time. They're not sure people will accept it or not. Now, what they will do is they will take 1 month time or 2 months of time. They fix it as some timeline, periodic time there. They'll tell within next 1 month, we'll come with an MEP, minimum viable product, which will be usable by the end user. Underline this word, which will be usable by the end user, like you and me. You can log into Zoom, you can have video, you can have audio. So, Shriram, where is a chat? No chat. Where is annotation? No annotation. Where is the screen sharing? No. Where is a background picture? No. This I don't have in MEP. MEP means something will fit in the goal of Zoom. What is the goal of Zoom? Make two people to talk. Is that right? If I can reach that, that's called MEP. Now, end user is doing. What your question is, what is MEP? What is prototype? Now you would have got the answer yourself. Prototype is not a usable one. Prototype is you show a sample of it or show a demonstration of it, show a miniature of it. How does it look like? The prototype is highly used in requirement gathering. Let's say there is a big college complex should be constructed. They'll put a big prototype of that. How does it look like? So everyone look at the prototype and tell, okay, there can be parking slot. Here students' playground can be there. So prototype will help you to get an idea how it look like, but not usable. Are you getting that?
Yeah, sure. I got that, and thank you for that. Because as I said, I came from manufacturing industry, and most of our customers prefer some prototype samples before directly they are going with the production.
Yeah.
And they will also be used in the assembly as well. They may not be a saleable one. They will not be used them in the market, but they will use them for testing and some other performance analysis.
Right.
I got confused.
Right. You use the right word before selling it, before using it, right? It is only for your team purpose, your management purpose. Your company will have a pre-sale team. Pre-sale team will ask you prototype.
Pre-sale till Shriram. Even customer will also prefer that.
They'll ask. Hey, leave the customer of automobile. Go to any
medical field.
No. Go to bakery. There are some people ask, can you give me some mixture to taste it? Right. These guys will taste something. Okay, this is good. Now pack 1 kg, 2 kg, right? Something they'll try to see how does it look like, how does it taste like. Right? They want to see. Some are consumable, some are usable. 95 or 99% of the prototypes may not be used. It will be only for showing how it may work, how it may feel. That's it is, right? Whereas MVP will be minimum viable.
While answering to the mock question also, I just got one question with the two options, MVP and prototype. But I have selected MVP prototype, but unfortunately the answer was MVP. I have selected prototype. So
Achha. I think now you got the clarity.
Yeah. Understood. Thank you.
Super good. Good. Any more questions? Perfect. Good. Let me see anything from YouTube. People are good in YouTube. Okay, great. Yes, sir. I heard some other voice. Okay, perfect. That's great. So have a great time. Saturday, Sunday is coming up. What is special with Saturday, Sunday? We'll be very busy in ShriLearning. Tomorrow morning, I'll start with the PMI-ACP sessions. And by evening, I should sit with you for a PMP practice exams. And again, evening, we'll have classes for PMP students coming there. So Saturday, Sundays are very crucial, important. To mark that importance, we have a session on Friday. So from Friday, the festival starts. So utilize your Saturday, Sunday effectively. Don't read 12 hours. Read at least 90, 90, 90. 3 slots if you can read, good. I usually recommend people read in slots. 90 minutes, read it, close the book, go stay with your family, do something fun, eat, sleep, come back, again 90 minutes, again 90 minutes. Amazingly, you can recall all the content. If you sit continuously 5 hours, nothing will go inside. Try this, it will work. And with this, thanks all for being here, and we'll catch up in the next session next Friday with a new content. See you all. Have a great time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Shriram.
Thank you.